Alright, so for this Friday night live discussion, there was many topics brought up in class Tuesday that I feel like I could talk forever about. The first my attention in class was the talk of family history and the cons of forgetting your ancestry. I feel like knowing your family history is really important because it is a way of knowing where you've come from and how far you've gotten in life. Being from a family that has no real recollection of our family history, I look on a smaller scale to my own past to see how far I and my immediate family have come. My extended family is very broken apart. No one really knows where our family history is. On my mother's side, I have aunts and uncles on all four corners of the United States, and several cousins that are scattered throughout the central states, though I don't know where they are currently. My father was raised by step family and never learned of his family past either. What I do know of my ancestry has been figured out by defining features in my family such as red hair and lighter skin tone, which obviously skips me, but are very present in my mom and sister, and stories that my parents were told when they were young that may or may not be true. We're not sure. It troubles me a bit that my family history has been lost. And I wish I knew my history so I could tell my future children about where we descended from. While I don't know much about my own ancestry, I love creating other people's family trees. My absolute favorite thing to do is pick out a historical figure and trace their descendancy as far as possible both ways to draw out a list of when and where these people lived and how their lives played out. Damon and Ben Affleck wrote a good line in Good Will Hunting that says, "There are people who work their whole lives laying bricks so their kids have a chance at the opportunities you have." This really resonated with me because of all the things my mother and father have given up to set up a good life for my sister and I. My dad spends all his time away from home truck driving, even though he really wants to be home with the family, so that my sister and I could play sports. Figure skating is not cheap. Have a roof over our head, and pursue whatever we want on top of providing for my sister and I's medical expenses. My mom had left behind all she knew in Iowa to move to Indiana with my sister and I so that we could figure skate at a higher level and grow up in a safer neighborhood than we were previously at. Even now, my mom gives up a ton of her free time to be at home with my sister, who has severe epilepsy and can't be left alone for too long. My mother and father have made it possible for me to be at Bethel and get the education that they never had the opportunity to get. This kind of brings up the topic of future, too, for me. As a graduating senior, my life's callings and plans of the future are usually on the forefront of my mind all the time. There's this fear of not getting into graduate school, and if I don't get into graduate school, finding backup jobs until I can apply for the program again. Ever since I was young, I was taught to always have backup plans for my backup plans. In a way, I guess that made me always apprehensive about not making it in my original plan, and also an assumption that things are not going to go the way I planned them. In a way, that's also a good thing, having me understand that life's not going to go the way I plan it, but it also never made me give 100% on my initial plan because I'm thinking about my backups. I was also raised to pursue a job that will support me in life. When I fell in love with music and art, it was encouraged, but only if I kept up my studies and worked towards a fulfilling occupation and used the music and art as a pastime for relaxation, or as a side job when I had time. This actually troubles me at times, thinking I should follow my talents or do things and do like I was raised and pursue what will help me succeed in life. I have plenty of happiness in my life, but I feel that my future job is going to be an occupation, not a passion. And so there's a constant divide within myself, and pursuing my passions and finding a future in them.